It's been a tough season for the Salford City Reds in the Academy Championship. Just 3 wins so far, but their opponents, Widnes Vikings, haven't fared much better with only 5 wins, so there's not a lot to choose between the two sides. And Salford, having won at the AutoQuest Stadium already this season, are out to achieve a rare double. This is how the teams line up. Salford with Steve Greenall at full-back. The wings, Danny Bowden and Neil Baxter. In the centres, Danny Ruth and Jimmy Forshaw. The half-back, Simon Svabic and Neil Hayden. The front row, Gareth Borhill, Mike Haslam and Carl Mort. The second row, Ben Mullins and David Nunnally. At loose forward, Kevin Highland. And on the bench for Salford City Reds, Lee Foster, Liam Callaghan, Rob Smith and Warren Vickery. For Widnes, Neil Helsby at full-back, Neil Unsworth and Chris Shields the wings, Andy Benson and Mark Tagg in the centres, the half-backs Danny Dirty and Andy Roththorne, the front row Andy Hibbert, Matty Farrell and John McNulty, the second row David Mills and Alan Shea, at loose forward Mark Flanagan, and on the bench for Widnes Vikings, Gary Edelston, Gareth Haggerty, Andy Lee and Danny Gilmore. Referee Paul Carr prepares to get us underway here at the Willows. And it's the Salford City Reds through their captain Simon Svabic who kick off this bottom of the table game, and already the error from Widnes.
Well, that's a dreadful start for Widnes here. Neil Unsworth just waits to the ball coming over. In 2 minds really who was going to go for it, himself or David Mills. Tried to trap it, wasn't able to do so, and now Widnes are going to have to drop the ball from within the post and Salford should gain possession.
So that's just exactly the start that Salford were hoping for, and it's Dave Nunnally with the first drive, and then off goes Danny Bowden. Mark Tagg in with the tackle. Carl Mort, he's a strong, squat prop, barrel of a figure. That's Neil Hayden. Hayden gets the ball away. Chance here. Oh, it was a chance for Steve Greenall, and he just couldn't gather that ball. And Widnes were cut wide open there.
They've done a great ball there. Borhill just turning, unable to get over the line himself. And Steve Greenall in a perfect position for support, but pass just a little too hard. The knock on over the line obviously meaning that Widnes now have to restart the game with a tap on their 20-metre line.
Big let off that for the Vikings, and will Salford City Reds rue that missed chance so early on in this game? And confidence when you're bottom of the table is a fragile commodity, and that really would have given their confidence a big boost. And now it's Widnes' first stint in possession. It's with Andy Hibbert. Hibbert tackled just inside his own 40. Alan Shea with the run. Now here's the captain, Mark Flanagan. Flanagan does well to offload, but then a pass too far. The referee has wiped the tackle count clean, I think.
Yeah, you see the bit of a hand in from Salford, a little bit of interference. You're unlucky here now. As the hooker
goes Matty Farrell on the run. Farrell just tackled by his opposite number, Mike Haslam, at the last minute, but they're right in front of those posts. Widnes, they're on the charge now. Chance out wide. It's a try for Mark Tagg. Tagg will look for a closer angle to the posts. And I said, would Salford rue that missed error at the other end? Well, quickly they do that, because Widnes have struck.
It was set up really by the run from dummy half. Matty Farrell got through the hole, came up to the fullback, was dragged down there. Salford's defence completely stretched here, and the overlap on the outside, a great little 2v1, little pass on there to Mark Tagg, who comes round it and improves the angle. See it again here, it's a quick pass from the standoff, Doughty, misses out the play to the fullback Helsby, who just tips it on to Mark Tagg for an easy run round, but such a turnaround in the length of the field there. We could have been so easily looking at Salford converting a try. Moments later, it's Widnes who are first to go on the scoreboard.
And Mark Flanagan with 24 goals to his name already this season, looking to add another one, which he does quite comfortably. A leisurely strike of the ball, but emphatically converted. It's Salford 0, Widnes 6. Widnes will be hoping to handle that restart a little bit better. Well, put the muckers on them then.
I think you've got to give some credit to Simon Svabic, the tremendous kickoffs, the length on those. And again, David Mills not feeling too confident, bounces off his hands, chest, juggles it. And now we're in the exact same position. Widnes drop kicking the ball from under the post to see whether Salford can reply very quickly.
Well, David Mills answered the question. I was going to ask whether Widnes were going to handle the restart any better. They didn't, and immediately they've returned possession to the Salford City Reds. And it's now with Jimmy Forshaw. With St Helens last season in the academy, Forshaw looking to take things on here. Another strong run from Carl Mort. Coach Steve McCormack there was saying before the game, look out for this lad Mort. He's not the most elegant of players, but he's pretty effective. Svabic now, Svabic back on the inside to Ben Mullins. Mullins brought down just inside that Widnes 10, that's the 5th tackle. They go on the blind side, Svabic gets the ball away. It's with Jimmy Forshaw. Has Forshaw got it down? Not according to the referee.
It was a well-worked play where they went on the blind side. Svabic tried to just draw in the defenders, and then a quick short pass onto the centre there. You see it hits the hole, but excellent covering defence there from Andy Hibbert for Widnes. Another try saving and another let-off really for the Vikings.
Referee Paul Card decided that would be the turnover, and that is a turnover as well. Widnes giving possession away.
Widnes making life very hard for themselves here now, presenting the ball to Salford so close to their own line.
Gareth Borhill, the man tackled. Sorry, Phil. Again, they go on the short side with Kevin Hyland. Hyland's in touch. That's good defence from Widnes.
Andy Benson there, just too strong for Hyland. Going across the field, needed a player or to cut back on the inside. The Widnes defence held him up and dragged him over the touchline.
There's Mark Knight, the Widnes Vikings coach. Satisfied with the start his side have made, taking the one chance that's come their way. But I don't think he'd be too impressed with some of the handling errors they've come up with. Benson. Salford looking for another error now from Widnes. Instead, it's the high tackle from Salford.
Well, he just didn't commit himself to go low enough here, did he, Simon Svabic? A little bit lazy with his footwork, doesn't put his head in there. He's reaching from a distance. Got to get lower in it, up under the ball.
Salford captain Simon Svabic with first team experience this season. Still only 19 years of age. Just inside the Salford half now. It's John McNulty. Tackled by Ben Mullins. Andy Rossthorne. Rossthorne again gets the ball to Mark Flanagan. Flanagan, good one-handed offload. Chance here for Neil Helsby. Helsby to Tagg. Tagg will get his second. And served up on a plate for Mark Tagg. And Widnes have struck again. Again, they'd absorbed pressure, come close to conceding, and they've scored on the counter.
It was set up again here by Flanagan. You see the ball comes out to him. Strong play, gets between two and does a one-handed pass. Superb support there, quick inside passing and a fantastic try for Widnes there. Mark Tagg again in the right position. To carbon copy though, really, Widnes had a let-off just moments earlier. But all credit to the Widnes side here. Good interplay, good passing. Helsby again on support, then on to Tagg. And he scores yet again, his second relatively comfortable and easy try.
Just about identical position as well for Mark Flanagan from that first Tagg try. Warm conditions and a bit too leisurely that time. Mark Flanagan drifts it just outside that post, but Widnes ahead by 10 points to 0 to the satisfaction of their coach, Mark Knight. These two sides at the bottom of the table, Steve McCormack looking on, knowing that this was going to be a close game and this was a chance for his side to pick up a rare win. Hasn't been an easy season for Salford, but Steve McCormack and that man there, Mark Knight, looking for players of the future. Is this one? Andy Benson with a good run, but Benson's picked up an injury. He's back up on his feet just in time to play that ball. He's put Widnes in a great position now. Helsby for Tagg, that will be his hat-trick, a first-half hat-trick for Mark Tagg. Excellent finishing, and again the Helsby-Tagg combination working superbly, and Mark Tagg in under half an hour has picked up a hat-trick, and you have to say that Widnes have had 4 chances maybe, and they've taken 3 of them, and that man has taken them.
I think it was set up really by Andy Benson. His run got Salford on the back feet again. The quick hands, passed it wide to Haggerty. Good play from Helsby there, unselfishly taps it on to Mark Tagg. I bet Mark Tagg can't believe his luck really. Touched the ball 4 or 5 times in the game, has come up with 3 tries. Steps inside his defender. Salford always going to be stretched there as Benson falls down in back play. Quick passes there, cuts out the man inside the defender, keeps his hands to pass, and the overlap. Mark Tagg delighted with his hat-trick.
Mark Flanagan taking a good look at those uprights. This is a tricky conversion attempt, and he hasn't managed to pull that one back in. But Widnes now ahead by 14 points to 0. Here's Carl Mort. Mort again with another strong run. That's taken him past 2. He's left one of them limping, Matty Farrell. And he's still going, just wriggles another couple of feet there on the ground. Here's Fabic. Fabic decides to take matters into his own hand. That's a great kick as he got the chase. Back goes Chris Shields. Good covering from the winger. And Shields felt that.
It's a good option from Svabic. The ball just breaking to the right, made it even harder. Chris Shields getting back for him. Took a nasty knee on the back of the thigh from Svabic as he fell to tackle him.
Well, I don't think it was deliberate. Not surprisingly, Svabic was chasing that for all he was worth. In fact, I don't think he made contact.
I think he did with his right knee, just caught him. It looked a good option, but really with the limited possession Salford have had, it didn't come off, and this makes it even harder now that they must defend. They're giving possession to Widnes just too much.
Here we go again. And Chris Shields still getting attention to his thigh. And the ball, meanwhile, is with Andy Benson for Widnes. And now here goes John McNulty. McNulty tackled by Kevin Highland. He really has got through a lot of work as the Salford City loose forward. Here's the Widnes Vikings loose forward, Mark Flanagan. Danny Doherty doing well to take that one off his toes. Haggerty, they're running this one on the last tackle, and Haggerty puts the chip kick in. It's picked up there, whoa, and then Haggerty goes in much too high, and he knows it, and he says sorry to Steve Greenall.
Throws the big right hand out, doesn't he? It's a big right hand to throw out. Size of the player just pulls down Steve Greenall.
There's no contest there, was it? 2 tries for Lancashire Academy against Cumbria, Gareth Haggerty, and he is not best pleased with that. Gives Salford the penalty.
To be fair to Salford, life's been difficult since they lost the scrum half. Neil Hayden early with I believe it was probably a blow to the head. That's made Kevin Highland go to hooker, and the hooker, Mike Haslam, moved to the scrum half position. they've regrouped now over the last few minutes and they seem to be better organised.
Here is Kevin Hyland, just inside that Widnes 40 now. Ben Mullins, switch ball back to Carl Mort. Mort runs into McNulty. A meeting of two very physically similar characters that was, and you could feel the impact up here.
Yeah, they're really against one another, aren't they? Up against it. Now the ball with Fabic, inside ball. He's trying, Simon Fabic, isn't he, to create the options and openings for the Salford side.
Off goes Mike Haslam. Haslam puts the chip kick in, but easy for Andy Benson that was. And Benson just skips away from the first tackle.
Individually, the good options that Salford are taking, but they're not doing them collectively, and therefore it's making life even harder for them. Simon Smavic now getting stuck into some good defence.
Warren Vickery supporting him as well, and that's just knocked Widnes back a few yards. Here goes Mark Flanagan. Hegarty again. When we were watching this Widnes side warm up beforehand, he seemed to be just moving a little bit gingerly. Gareth Hegarty may be nursing an ankle injury, but he doesn't seem to be affecting him now.
No, he's really got into the flow of it now.
It's the last tackle, and the kick comes in from Mark Flanagan straight to Neil Baxter. Now we've seen how devastating this guy can be if he's presented with the ball, and he's gone right across the field, and he's still going, Neil Baxter, once more. Now then, is he going to try and take him on, or is he going to come on the inside? He's gone on the outside, Baxter. This could be a superb try on his debut for Neil Baxter, home debut, and he marks it with a fantastic try. The ball retrieved deep inside his own half, and then he just took on the Widnes side, and this time he was determined nobody was going to get him.
Well, looked almost like a young Martin of Fire here. He runs across effortlessly, just evades and flicks off one player, flicks off a second. Round three made that look so easy. Here now, you expect him just to cut back on the inside. Good little shimmy, stands up Helsby, and then has the pace to go for the line. I mean, we mentioned he's so new to the game, and yet so natural here. His ability, his evasive skills, just keeps skipping on the outside, knows that eventually the gap will come, then has the pace. Very relaxed runner, doesn't bother looking on the option in the inside, backs his ability with the confidence on the outside, and scores a superb try.
"16 years old, an England 16-year-old rugby union player as well, and that was some try from Neil Baxter. Svabic with this conversion attempt, which would give his team a big boost just before the half-time interval. 6 minutes to go to the break, and Salford cut the gap. It's Salford City Reds 6, Widnes Vikings 14. Widnes thumped that restart high, and it's fielded by Haslam, and then it's David Nunnally. So Salford looking for a strong finish to this first half, maybe cut the gap a bit more. Here's Warren Vickery, who comes from Widnes, actually, up against one or two lads he'll know from playing in the town. That's good defence from Widnes that time to drive Jimmy Forshaw back. Here's Ben Mullins, and Salford going nowhere at the moment. This is good from Widnes. It was Hegarty with the tackle, and now here's Rob Smith, and the referee's called the forward pass there.
Well, wasn't a great first touch for Rob Smith, just over-timed his run. Got there too soon, and Kevin Ireland risks it through the pass, hoping to get away with it, but the linesman informed the referee won't just travel forward.
So this is a great attacking platform for Widnes now, and it's been picked up by Mark Flanagan. Flanagan is going on his own. He's going to take on Baxter. He's going to beat Baxter. He's going to get to that try line, and that's a great individual effort from the Widnes captain, Mark Flanagan, and he's rapidly knocked the wind out of the Salford sails with that try.
So cruel here. Any little mistake that Salford have made, Widnes have just punished ruthlessly. Goes around there, spins. Mike Haslam tried his best to push him into touch, but just not strong enough. Mark Flanagan showing the class and ability that put him in the Lancashire side to score in the corner. It's a simple pick-up from the base of the scrum. Has the option of an inside support player, doesn't need him. Spins in the tackle, scores a very good try.
Neil Helsby has taken over the kicking duties from Mark Flanagan. We'll try and convert that one from way out wide and is short and wide. But Widnes reassert their authority. They are now 18 points to 6 ahead. Here's the hero of the first half for Widnes, Mark Tagg, and the first half comes to an end with Widnes in a good position. Thanks to Mark Tagg's hat-trick, coach Mark Knight will be satisfied with that, because the Widnes Vikings are leading here at the Willows by 18 points to 6. Neil Helsby gets the second half underway with Widnes holding a commanding lead, 18 points to 6. But Salford will be looking for a big start to this second half to try and narrow that gap and give themselves a hope of getting back into the game. But that's a good, strong start from Widnes. Steve McCormack looking on, the Salford coach.
Defensively, they've started this half very strong with this, preventing the mark. I'd be delighted with that. Finding it hard to just clear the ranks. They've had to go wide. Defence. Oh, and they've lost the ball. Haggerty's come up with it.
I think it was Jimmy Forshaw who tried to pop that one out to Baxter, but it was suicidal there. And now Widnes have lost that ball. Well, a real comedy of errors there.
Benson's such a strong player. Svabic tries to jump on top and drag him to the ground. The ball pops out.
And it's going to be Salford's head and feet at this scrum on their 10. So that was a shaky start to the second half for Salford. Jimmy Forshaw, the man tackled. Now Steve Greenall makes a few more yards for his side. In goes Carl Mort again. Up to the 30, Salford. David Nunnally with that run. Haslam puts the chip kick in, runs into two Widnes players there, and the referee had a look, saw that one, and said that was worth a penalty.
There's a speculative little chip through. I don't really know what those two Widnes players were expected to do.
They shut the door on him.
Well, they just stood his ground, and so did Farrell. Perhaps they deserve a little bit of luck, Salford. They've now kicked to the corner from that penalty, and they're just 10 metres from the Widnes line.
Here's Carl Mort. Still going, Carl Mort. He's just a couple of feet from that line. Trying to get over. It looked like the loose forward, Kevin Hyland, from the play, the ball just dives straight through. And Hyland's earned that. He's been more involved in the defensive stint, but he's got exactly what Salford needed at the start of this second half.
See, it was a big charge there from the Salford side. Mark tagged at number 4. Watch his knee twist bad. You see him, and it's quick thinking from Hyland to go through the gap where he would have been stood. Still down on the floor, nursing that knee injury. Dives through, quick thinking from Hyland. Great play. Takes 4 players here to wrestle down Mort. He twists back there on his right knee, and Hyland sees the gap and dives through it. Great play, well deserved. A fantastic start for Salford to get back into this game in this second half.
No wonder he's pleased. Just what the coach ordered. And what he'd like now is a couple of extra points from this man. He's got one success so far, Simon Svabic. Important kick for Salford this, and he's got it. 2 more points for Simon Svabic, 2 more points for Salford City Reds, just to try and a goal in it now. Salford 12, Widnes 18. That's a good restart from Helsby, and it was well fielded as well.
Confident pickup from Ruth, wasn't it? Helsby hit it hard and low for the touchline. But Salford now, they can sense they're back in the game and their confidence has really risen. Warren Vickery offloads here now. Look how they've lifted here, the Salford side.
And they're away here with Jimmy Forshaw. Forshaw away from one. Back comes the cover just in time as well. And it's ball's been spilled, and it's been spilled again. And the referee is going to, I think, play the first offence, or is he?
I think you see here, great run from Forshaw. Tries weaving in and out. The scrum half just slows him down enough for Benson to drop him. The ball comes out on impact. And then Haggerty charges back at the line. Just spins out there, flicks over. Haggerty then, he lost it too in the tackle and has stayed down for quite a while, requiring some attention, you see. Just a drink of water. A little bit of a look at his teeth. I think they're still there.
So that was a chance wasted for Salford. Great break from Forshaw, but it came to nothing. Here's McNulty. Oh, and that's another high one. Rob Smith that time. Referee allowed him to carry on with it, though. Here's Haggerty again. Looked to offload that one, and Smith once more. And the referee's called Rob Smith over. He's called Simon Svabic over, and I think that's one too many from Rob Smith. I think he's going to stay on, but that'll be a warning.
Oh, just a bit of a fiery player, trying to go on with it too much. Won't be too popular with his teammates there either.
So 2 penalties conceded in quick succession by Salford, and allowing Widnes to make easy yards up the pitch through the boot of Neil Helsby. They really haven't had to work for those yards. They've just been given to them by the indiscipline of this Salford City Reds side. Knock on, cry the crowd. The referee, Paul Carr, waves play on. Farrell didn't knock it on, he said. It's Farrell again. Widnes looking threatening. They're going to get that ball out wide to Tag. Tag looking for try number 4. Well, Tag taken out there, and the referee is going to go for his pocket this time. Another high shot, and it's a red card. And it's Mike Haslam who's sent off for that high tackle on Mark Tag. Don't think there's much doubt about that. Launched himself at him.
I think it looked a lot worse. He was completely wrong-footed, wasn't he, as he stepped back inside him, but to throw your arm out so high, you're going to have to face the consequences.
Here's Andy Lee. Who'll know certainly one or two of these Salford players. Andy Lee will, because he was here. Here's Haggerty. Haggerty will not be stopped, but will he get the ball down? The touch judge got a good view of that. The referee did eventually, and everybody seems happy with it. Certainly Haggerty is, and he's still continuing the chat. And Gareth Haggerty, who's had an eventful game, got a smack in the hooter. Well, he's made Salford pay for that in the best possible way.
Certainly fired him up, hasn't it? Charged onto this ball. Knows that Salford a little bit short. He's got that big, strong right-hand fend. Then can see the line, just pins his head back. Has the presence of mind to try and wrestle over onto the front. Knows he's got to ground the ball. The defence backing off from him. Then just 10 metres out, he's just full steam ahead. Rolls over and grounds the ball for a superb try.
Neil Helsby gives the ball a good eyeballing and says, you're going to go over that bar. And he might just get what he wants. No, it dropped short and just didn't curve in as much as he wanted to, but Widnes open up the gap again. It's Salford 12, Widnes 22. Svabic with a restart. At least Widnes have got these restarts organised now, and Neil Helsby cuts through that Salford defence like a knife through butter, and eventually he's tackled by his opposite number, Steve Greenall. But that's ominous for Salford now, and off goes Matty Farrell, and Farrell tackled, and offside given against Salford, and suddenly they're really on the ropes and taking a pounding.
Well, they're a man short, of course. They've been had to do a lot of work in the first half. The defence just couldn't get back. Warren Vickery getting involved, but it was all set up by the break from Neil Helsby. He just cut through the defence, tried to round, evade one or two players, holds onto the ball despite losing his head guard, got up and played it quick.
Neil Helsby looking for his first success of the game, and he's got it. 2 more points for the Widnes Vikings, and it's Salford 12, Widnes 24. Shea tackled by David Nunnally, and then Helsby hoists a big kick, dropping right in front of those posts. It's been missed by Svabic, picked up by Andy Lee.
Simon Svabic there just got his timing a bit wrong. It's now really put Salford under pressure and have to defend the best here to hold them out. It's Danny Gilmore, I think it is.
Gilmore plonks the ball over the line. A try for the substitute, just I think off the bench, not long off the bench, and with plenty to smile about. Former Widnes Albion player Danny Gilmore. Simplest of tries.
It was a towering kick from Helsby, which was relatively under no pressure for Simon Svabic. Just went simply through his arms and then came up into the hands of Andy Lee. From there then, Danny Gilmore picks it up, scoots from dummy half, shimmied in front of 2 players, which enabled him to find the hole, went low and then got the ball down. Salford on the back foot here, always finding it difficult to hold him up, and he just plonked the ball down at the side of the post.
Helsby right in front of the posts. Another 2 points surely for Widnes, and that it is. And now they are moving away comfortably into a 30 points to 12 lead. Now it's with Andy Lee just over halfway line. Widnes Vikings in possession. They are in charge as well. 30 points to 12 they lead. And they have 13 men on the park. Salford just the 12, with Mike Haslam sent off for a high tackle, and it's Neil Unsworth again, who suddenly seems to be monopolising possession, the Widnes winger. Here's Helsby now. Good position for Widnes. Haggerty, another direct run and then a lovely offload, and this must be a try. It is for Alan Shea. The second rower read that ball perfectly from Haggerty, and Alan Shea gets a simple try, used his strength well. And Mark Knight still barking out the instructions to his team, even though they're now comfortably ahead.
Gareth Haggerty is just too strong for the Salford side, and has been all afternoon. Steps off his left foot. For a big man, he's pretty good. has that little step, able to stand up, offload out the back, like a classic forward really that he is. Going to hopefully become one day if he carries on this development. See, where Lux just pops a beautiful little pass out the side. Very few players have got the ability to do that. He has, and it was good thinking from Alan Shea. Put him in the position he knew to time his run off him perfectly there as all the defenders were committed. Step in between one or two players and score for his first try of the afternoon.
Well, Neil Helsby's got another 2 points coming his way. He certainly has. He'll thank his teammates for getting these tries so close to the posts. These points all contributing to a healthy Widnes scoreline. Salford 12, Widnes 36. Svabic with another great restart, which causes problems for Widnes, and Andy Rosthorn took it.
It was quick thinking from him, wasn't it? He caught it and tried to pass it just before he went over into touch. Inside to Flanagan. Just questioning the touch judge what decision they made. Saying that he caught it in the field of play, carried it over the touchline, and then passed it back inside, which means that now Salford will have possession.
Here is Svabic, whose kick yielded that possession. Plenty of spirit about this Salford side, even though they're down to 12 men. Change of direction. Goes Lee Foster, making his debut. Here he is again, Foster, trying to duck under the tacklers, but there are 3 of them there for Widnes, and they're not going to have any of that from the debut boy. Highland, long ball, Svabic, short ball, Carl Mort, great try. Carl Mort, there was no stopping him. He's made 1 try, and he's fully deserved that as the big prop.
Well, Salford might not win a lot of games this season, but if they produce a player from this side, then I think the club will be happy. And in Carl Mort, they may certainly have that. Just his timing, his enthusiasm, and willingness to get over the try line here. He just ran on a short ball from Svabic. Just made himself certain that he was going to score. Just 2 long passes from Salford, and Danny Gilmore will be disappointed with his attempted tackle, far too high and not committed enough. But Carl Mort certainly deserved that try for his work rate today.
Svabic, straightforward conversion, right between the posts. But I think it's come too late for Salford City Reds. They trail by 18 points to 36. Salford had got themselves back into a good position, just 6 points adrift at 12-18.
That, and coupled with the fact we looked at handling errors earlier, they seem similar, but I mentioned some of Salford's handling errors were almost over the try line himself, and Steve McCormack will be slightly pleased with the fact that his side have stuck with this, but have been again unlucky really, and the scoreline I don't believe reflects it. Mistake there from Helsby, kicking the ball out on the full. Game could have been so different had Salford scored those 2 early tries.
But the difference is that Mark Knight's team have taken their chances.
That is the difference.
Fair point. There he is, the Widnes Vikings coach, who spent a few days. Here's Mort again. Mort, my word! You were saying that he's not going to be stopped, and he certainly wasn't going to be stopped then.
Well, there's a chance of a hat-trick again for his side. What a simple try. I mean, they say how often such a simple game, this rugby league. Widnes made the mistake from the kick-off. Salford then kicked a touch. He just charged on it and ran through an effortless attempted tackle. It would have taken some stopping there, Mark Tagg and Danny Dorsey certainly weren't going to stop him.
I think he would have gone out through the back of the stand if he
It's
had.
a good job they slowed him down, otherwise that wall behind.
So Carl Mort with his second try in as many minutes, just about. And Svabic with 3 from 3. Another difficult conversion attempt for him, but he's got that one there as well. And maybe Salford aren't done yet. Salford 24, Widnes 36. So Widnes paying the price for maybe just dropping off a bit and paying the price again, and Neil Helsby cannot believe it.
Well, he's got his sights completely wrong at the moment, hasn't it? He's just gone an almost identical kick to what he did 1 or 2 minutes ago. Svabic has put the kick to touch. It's not as far this time, and that's very interesting.
Where's Carl Mort? Keep an eye on him. Oh, he's walking in back play at the moment, Carl Mort.
He's saving himself for when they get closer to the line.
Oh, I don't know, the rate he was going last time, he probably could have got there. Instead, they're giving it to Gareth Boyle to make the early yards. Svabic now, Svabic looking for some support there, and they've lost the momentum, maybe have Salford. Now it's with Ben Mullins, picks himself up. Eventually he's tackled by Alan Shea. And Mort lurking in back play, but Svabic almost finding his way through. And Mort is still there. This time he's going to go for it, Carl Mort. They haven't got him down yet, they have now. And Matty Farrell it was who made the tackle. Lee Foster almost saw a gap there. I think if he'd been quicker off the mark, he might well have exploited that, because Widnes were a bit slow, but Mort will get it! Carl Mort has got it! I don't believe it! Carl Mort has got a hat-trick in the space of 5 minutes. That is incredible. And I should imagine if you added the yards up, it probably amounts to what, 10?
Well, you're better at maths than me, Bill, so you'd be probably right with that. But here, simple play the ball, steps inside David Mills, just puts the ball down, makes it look so easy, and there's a chance here with a few minutes left that he could make it 4. The way he's going at the moment, you just can't see anybody stopping him. This time he waited a little bit longer to get involved in the set play.
Well, Carl Mort, we were told before the game by his coach Steve McCormack, was a prospect, and he certainly lived up to that billing with this performance. He's taken this game by the scruff of the neck, and Steve McCormack thinking, well, we're not out of this yet. Still got 5 minutes or so to go. And if Simon Svabic can kick this, there'll be just the try and a goal between the two sides. Svabic does kick it, and Salford aren't done yet. All Widnes have got to do to just settle things down is hang on to possession, keep Salford down in their own territory and not make any errors. But my word, they've been given a scare late on here. Gareth Hegarty's made just as much impact, I think, for Widnes, but he's had his thunder stolen really by this late performance from Carl Mort. But a try here surely will settle it now, and it could be a try from Mark Flanagan. The captain, I think, has once and for all settled this issue, taking matters into his own hands. Second try for Mark Flanagan, and you got the sense there he thought, right, I've had enough of this. I think we'll just get this one sorted out once and for all.
Well, he picks the ball up, doesn't he, from a simple pass, steps inside. Salford very tired here now, and does well to get the ball over, being tackled a metre too short. He decided he just wanted to put his stamp on this game. Scored a very good try in the first half, where he went round the outside of the winger to score in the corner. Finishes off the game with another good try.
Neil Helsby, 3 from 5 for him. This one pretty straightforward, and he's kicked it. And Helsby limps away, and Widnes have weathered the storm. Andy Benson, another strong run, and there goes the final whistle. And despite a strong rally from the Salford Reds, led by Carl Mort with his hat-trick. It was Mark Tagg with his first half hat-trick that really put the Widnes Vikings on the way to this victory. Salford City Reds 30, Widnes Vikings 42. And there is confirmation of that final scoreline. Salford Academy 30, Widnes Academy 42. For Salford, the try scorers Baxter, Highland and Mort with 3, 5 goals from Svabic. For Widnes, the tries from Tagg with 3, Flanagan 2, Haggerty, Gilmore and Shea. The goals, Flanagan with 1 and Helsby 4. And the full results from the latest round of the Academy Championship: Bradford 24, Halifax 12, Castleford 23, Wigan 26, Leeds 7.